Alright, I'll lock in. I'm sorry. Let's see if we are live, though. Let's see if we are live. Easy. One, I'm gonna quickly put something. Wait. Where were we last with Liam for most the entire year? I mean, heck, they even beat the Bears without Liam Allen. So, if we're watching them beat the Bears without Liam Allen, we better be in for a treat. Chicago here's going to be number 2. Honestly, you could even argue Baltimore could be number... Why does it end and then it takes 5 hours for it to tell me? Alright, now we're going to have to back things up here now. Honestly, you know what? I'll just keep it here. But, alright, here's what I've got here so far. So, we just talked about that, but Denver, they've got to beat Las Vegas. I put them at a 76% toughness scale. On the toughness scale, number 6. Hardest team to play here in the playoffs. And then I put Baltimore at number 3, right below, which I think I'm going to have Green Bay at number 4. And then I had, obviously, Baltimore with an 87% toughness rank. And then, obviously, we had Tampa Bay, who's number 7th with a 68%. And here's all the things that they need to do. So it's literally, basically, Denver just needs to show up tomorrow, and they need to just stop Raw at quarterback. That's what you need to do. Hold on. And then Baltimore needs to prey on Denver's downfall if they want a 2 seed. Honestly, dude, it doesn't even frickin' matter if you win or you lose. It's just you don't get to see your home stadium. But if that home stadium gives you confidence, man, you want that Broncos team to win, to lose. And then obviously Tampa Bay and Detroit are on a huge line. They are on. This is the biggest game of the week. It's even bigger than that Green Bay Chicago game, and it's because how much it's on the line. Because either you get the bye and you're facing a team, either Carolina or Arizona, which I would say Arizona is basically a breeze, but they'd still have to beat Carolina to get through them. If you play Carolina, it's going to be tough, but it won't be as tough. I still think that I would say if Detroit, which they barely got out of, and guess who got the game-winning touchdown against them? Yep, that's right, this guy right here. But, I mean, hear me out, man. Carolina, if they were to face Tampa Bay, I would say they would have even though I could see Tampa Bay beating a better team that Detroit could beat, I would say Tampa Bay would struggle more with Carolina than they would with Detroit with how it's kind of set up, in my opinion. Now it's time for Detroit. Obviously, they need to beat Tampa Bay. And we're going to put them at a 82% on the toughness scale. And we're ranking them at number 5. So, yeah, that's what I got. And now we're going to have to move down to the possible 3 seeds. This would be, you would have to loss to Las Vegas, Denver win, and then I don't need to put that over there, but now this is the second biggest game that matters to these teams this week. It's Arizona and Carolina. Honestly, bro, Jaron, just disband the entire team and head them all to Cleveland. Just ask December, bro, can I please merge before the playoffs and give up week 10? And then, bam, supernova. Somehow the Browns have got a chance to at least win one game, bro. Because, I mean, alright, if you think about that, though, the Cardinals aren't even that much of a buff to you besides, like, Mast. Because you're not even going to need CBS at quarterback. You already got, like, Arrow or SFL. Which would mean, like, yo, honestly, what if Camp says low-key, I'm going to retire, and then I'm going to unretire, and December's like, yeah, you can actually unretire, my boy. And then he plays for the Raiders, and he somehow leads them to an SEC bowl. That would be weird. But anyways, Carolina needs to they need to beat Arizona. And I'm putting them on the toughness scale at a number 8 position. Hold on. Oh, I would be putting... Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Carolina above Las Vegas on the charts here. I'm not going to give them that high of it since it's number 8, and that would be a 62% toughness rank at a number 8 position. Because if you think about it, bro, I mean, if I'm thinking about it, I'm going to actually be putting them higher here. I'm going to put them at a 65% toughness rank. And hold on, I'll help you out here kind of with how I say it. 90% to 100% is super tough. Oh gosh. 80 to 89% is tough team, but beatable. No, because you can beat any team. Tough team. Then I would put 70 to 79%. Pretty tough. I would say mostly tough. 60 to 69% is like kind of tough. Yeah, I would say it's kind of tough. Then 50 to 59% is not tough. And then anywhere from the 40% to 49% is easy. Yeah, so it's kind of like a grading scale here, if I'm going to be honest. And then we have Arizona, which needs to beat Carolina, and somehow they're still in it. But I don't even know if that team's going to be able to put up 30 against the Panthers team. And here's why: Jared did so much wrong stuff when he owned this season. He traded his guys and he put them all on the wrong teams. And then we realized, hold up. You traded away all of your quarterbacks, and then we realized, oh crap, he traded away all of his quarterbacks. He traded away Green. He traded away Mark. And then we had to put back in London at QB. And honestly, bro, London's not even, like, not gonna lie, bro, London can throw some dots. He was cooking in some STCAA. He's honestly probably, I would say, a good guy for a super trash team that can just come in off of the bench if you need him for a quarterback. But I like him a lot over on some of the line screen stuff. Anyways, I'm going to put this team at a toughness rank of... I would honestly put them at a 54%. They're not going to be hard to beat. Once they get into the playoffs, you're playing Tampa Bay or Detroit, man. No, you're playing Tampa Bay or Detroit, honestly, bro. It's just wraps for you. Eliminated. Put Texans They are literally 0% tough because they're not even a team at all. And obviously, 12th. And then Baltimore win. Denver wins. We already saw that. So now we can move on to Green Bay, which is the 4 seed here. And they are locked. And then on the toughness scale, I put them at number 4. So it's in between that 87 and 82, and we're going to put them at an 85%. Basically right down the middle at number 4. They're gonna be tough team. These teams, I would say, like Detroit, Baltimore, Green Bay, they're all gonna be tough. Honestly, man, you could maybe even bump up Denver to an 80%. I'm keeping them over at 76% right now because I know they can do anything stupid, man. Anything is possible with this team. Just anything's possible. And then the possible 4 seeds, Las Vegas. They need to beat Denver. And they need Las Vegas loss. And they would need loss to Denver. Oh, gosh. And they would need Las Vegas win. All right. Las Vegas beat Denver right here on the toughness charts. We had Carolina at 65%. I'm putting Las Vegas right under there at a 64%. Because honestly, dude, they're kind of a tough team if you think about it. Like, I know they're not going anywhere out of that first round once they enter it. And honestly, you could even say that Cleveland has kind of a shot coming into that game with who they've got. Honestly, they just need SFL showing up, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like seeing DJ and Peddle. They're not even that bad. So, Las Vegas is gonna be a tough team for Cleveland in that first round. But you see anywhere out of these with these 4 seeds besides Green Bay, any 4 or 5 seed that is not Green Bay, I would say probably gets second rounded by that 1 seed. Because now that I think about it, I said Tom could get an upset, but I've not even seen Vemos play for a couple of games, and I think I got 2 lots there, dude. Because honestly, thinking back at it, let's be honest here, bro. Tampa Bay is not going to be getting anywhere out of that second round if they can get past Green Bay. And that's kind of factual. But honestly, though, Tom Brady, I think, could still get a first win. Like that's possible. Tom's a good player. Tom knows how to play ball. And AP's not a bad coach, so I'm pretty trustable with that team. And then obviously they're number 9th, and then the last ranked team in the playoffs here, just because Oof's lost to everybody. Some part of it's not even his fault at coach. It's just he couldn't do anything once his team was losing games. After his team just lost every single game known to man, he couldn't do nothing about it. So this is why we're probably going to put him at a 60% because still a little bit tough. But yeah, that's what we're going to put. And then obviously we had that. So now this sets up what my chart is for the STC playoffs. So STC playoffs, I'm going to put should be held. STC Bowl should be held either at Classic STC location, aka Lucas Oil. It would be kind of cool because I know Colton did it in like a big giant like red brick house No, it was one of those old Roblox houses that he did for RFO, which was kind of fun. I think what else you could do is like a Dex backyard thing, and you could have like it would be kind of cool because like think about it, you could put all sorts of different type of props out there because we haven't. I don't even know if we've really thought about an STC Bowl location. I'm not sure if we have. They probably have one, but I've probably just not seen it, and I'm not updated enough. Or we should do Sizzle's Basement. I mean, wouldn't that just be fun? You play inside a Sizzle. Actually, no, that would not sound fun. I would say another spot. Well, it could be just a really fun place to play. Yeah, let's just do these two right now, I would say. Not going to think about it for too long. All right, here we go. Here we set up the playoffs. I'm going to be showing back the stats, everything. So, we go number 5, what I would put. So, here's actually... All right, these are all the possibilities. Here's what I put for Week 10 here. We're going to quickly finish off Week 10 here to show what I believe. So, Week 10. We already saw Cleveland 12-60. Baltimore destroyed them. Which means Baltimore clinch AFC North. Then we go down one. Kansas City forfeit win. Texans, Houston. And they already had... I'm not going to put anything right there because they already had the 1 seed. Then what I'm going to put next is Tampa Bay, Detroit. Man, give me Detroit, bro. I mean, I know, like, the Lions are a great team and stuff. Well, actually, this would be a big thing to think about because Week 1, it was a tie-up. That was a tie-up. Week 1 was a big tie-up. That was a huge, huge thing that went around because they were all talking about, like, yada and yada, which I think Grunt was almost going to be unmodded and, like, banned from referee. He almost was, and then now he's a trial staff, so it's all good. But Tampa Bay and Detroit, this is gonna be a coffin. This is gonna be one that ticks down the clock. I think this one was in Raymond James the first game, so I think Detroit's got home field this time. I'm gonna put 48 to 45. I believe I know some of my stuff is all weird and crap and it sounds out of pocket. But keep in mind I was the same guy who predicted 1 point off of a score prediction. I predicted 52-20. It was straight up 51-20. I'm also the same guy who predicted Tampa Bay beating Kansas City. Like, if I can have my hot takes, If I can do those two things, I can have all my hot takes I want, man. And that's gonna be a hot take from me. That would be Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay clinch NFC East. Yeah, this would have to be NFC East. And then next one. I was hearing that Sawyer Historian's gonna be playing December of 2008, and both of them are gonna be quarterback. If that's true, I'm gonna go off of what regular teams. All right. here's what I'm going to go off. If Chicago faces December at quarterback, I'm going to say 64. Psych, I lied. 0 to 100, but then Imagine. But it's because Imagine doesn't play, and then you know that. Alright, I'm just going to say if it was just regular teams, Dalen, Aiden at quarterback, this was a close matchup. Back in week 1, this went down to 40 to 37. They don't have Legacy anymore, but Saquon Legacy was a man who led that team, and he led them good. So, I still think Chicago can get the win here, but I mean, man. That's... Because I think right now we're at the era where Har and Peach are playing some of their best football right now, and it's not even close. Har and Peach are proving why. I mean, they've probably been the best duo in STC besides, I would say, Camp and Jax in Season 11 or Season 12. They've been the best duo, man. So, I'll say give me Chicago. And they like to keep things low, so we're going to be putting at 44. We're going to be setting things to the 38 to 32. I think it could be close here. It could be close against Green Bay. And then, obviously, yeah. And then, next up, we have... let's do Cardinals. I'm going to save Broncos Raiders for that. Let's do Cardinals Panthers. I'm not going to go crazy here. I'm not going to say, Mass Mania City. They did get Green back. That is true. And honestly, they did beat that team with Dakota. I'm not going to lie. They kind of have that team back that won that, though. Because for some reason, their team didn't even put on Jalen last night when they got absolutely whooped. So, I'm going to be honest here. I don't think Cardinals got a chance, man. I'm going to say Arizona puts up... No, it's going to be a closer game than I think, though. Because if you look back at it, the Panthers have got guys, but I don't know how many players they even have on that team. Because if you think about it, Cardinals could come in with rotation. And... honestly, we might be seeing Tyler going to the Cardinals, which would be a huge asset. I know he's got a ton of allegations against him, but he would be such a huge asset for, honestly, the Cardinals when it comes into this game, because he is a good wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 on these bum teams who do not have wide receiver core. And if your best wide receiver is masked, you need to start rethinking some stuff, bro. They literally had to get Alt so they could play good, bro. They had to get KC as an alternate, aka SSG, so he could ball out and play good. So we're gonna be putting this 32, because honestly, they don't have a great defense. I would say 32-50 here, unless things could get bad. But honestly, who knows? Maybe Mass Mania could happen, and I might just be tweaking out. Next one, Denver, Las Vegas. We're seeing on the line here of they are getting that sack record, which is 1 away. They said... So... I was told by Aiden, Ray Lewis had 32 sacks in one season, but the only documentation of the real stats came as 24 sacks for the sack record. So if 24 sacks is currently true, the founder of STC could be on the line here to get something, aka Dare. And I'm just right behind. But right now, they are at some of the biggest numbers right now. But I think Denver's got this, man. Looking at this, oh yeah, Denver's got this, man. Because you're basically, if you really think about it, you're literally looking at that week 3 Cardinals team with a mix of some guys. Because you're looking back, I don't know if Rara was a Cardinal week. Maybe it wasn't. But I know that Chip is on the Raiders. He was on that Cardinals team. And I know there's another guy. So it's kind of if that Broncos team went back and they faced Arizona. But you look at this Broncos team, man, it's got a whole new face to it. It was patched up because that was the first week that they got me. Then after that game was the Colton steps out of bounds. Dumb play. And then we saw the Broncos upset. And then we saw... What did we see after that? After that Bears win, it was a week 6 game. I'm trying to think with no help here because I know it. I know I can get it. Oh, I gotta think here. I'll try and retrace my steps. So week 8, it was the Texans. Week 9, it was the Browns. Week 8, it was Baltimore. Week 7, it was Baltimore. So then, who did we face right before that? And I think we handled them pretty well. Because that was the first time we didn't have an overtime game. That was the Lions. That was the Lions game. The Lions game was right after that, which gave us, that 2-lead win. And then obviously Uncle Phelps magic right now. And then we've had 2 straight wins. But, looking back at it now, that was a team that was basically 2-2 right there. That was right after they got the Kansas City belt. So, that was also when that team would just make games close with anybody for no reason, too. Like that Arizona game. If you look back at it, Denver, they could have beat them by 25. It's pretty obvious how big they could have beat them. So, and I'm going to say right here, Denver's going to get this win. I think their defense is going to hold up strong in this game. And I would put this at a 48-28 game. They're going to get this here. And that would mean Denver 2 seed. Carolina clinch NFC South. And now we get into our seeding here. Let's quickly put the seeds. NFC seeding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's what's kind of weird though. The Bucks have some crazy feats. In their winning, they have some crazy wins, I'm not gonna lie. And they somehow had to win on a toss-up against the Texans. If you have to win on a toss-up against the Texans, my brother, how did you beat the Chiefs? That's how also two-sided. There's 2 teams that are super two-sided, and those teams are the Broncos and they're the Bucks. You have to win on a toss-up to what I believe was... Who got that toss-up? Oh, it was Others. Others got the toss-up. And then, which I think he wasn't all, and then Kev got the toss-up back in the season. But, yeah. if you got a win on a toss-up there and then you beat the Chiefs with a chase interception, that's just a two-sided team, man. So the 1 seed here, Bears. 2 seed here, it's belonging to the Bucks. 3 seed here is going to be heading to the Panthers. 4 seed is the Lions. 4 seed is the Packers. 5 seed is the Lions. And then AFC seeding. Number 1 is the Chiefs. Number 2 is the Broncos. Number 3 is the Ravens. Number 4 is number 4 is the Browns, if I'm correct, what I put at this, and then Raiders are right here. Alright, well, now let's get into it. Here we go. SEC Wild Card. This is going to be presented by Plum Bob Plums. Because, Plum Bob Plums, always great. So we have our first game, and this is going to be the number 5 Lions team going at the number 4 Packers. This is going to be Lambeau Field. No, it's Lambeau Stadium, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Score, and then winner. All right, here we go. So this I would say is going to be a top 5 to top 3 matchup when we watch teams play. I think the best matchups we're going to see before the conference championships happen is going to be the Lions-Packers or first game matchups. So any team that having their first game. So I would say Lions-Packers. Who else would be good here? Honestly, Raiders-Browns would be good for that first game. Because you're looking at the Bucks-Panthers, which actually could also be a good game. And then, obviously, the Broncos-Ravens. So, who's gonna win here? Now we're gonna take a venture back into our stats here. Poor Kobe. Nobody streamed the Browns. Nobody streamed the Browns-Packers game, so they're gonna do stats. Because it was technically my game, but I literally could not stream it at all because I was at a July 4th event. But yeah. And then poor Kobe couldn't get the stats. So we're not going to try and fully go off of stats here, but we kind of will. So we're going to look at this team, and let's head over to the quarterback stats, starting with Aiden. I mean, this right here, how is Mark a top 10 quarterback stats-wise? There's no way. I mean, you're looking at this right here, man. If Aiden's going to win, you're going to have to play smart. Because you're going up guys who can catch this ball and get picks. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about, I would say, why does Ram only have one on here? I know we got to add more. And if you don't, it's GG's, bro. But if you're looking back here, you have Jacob. Because if you are not careful with that ball, Aiden, you have Jacob, Dakota, Ram. Heck, you could even say Sean could be thrown in there. Even Melly. Those guys can intercept you. And you're going to have to be... you're going to have to know when to throw the ball. Because if you can get past this Lions team and know how to throw the ball... Aiden's a good quarterback and getting some wins over there with his passes. But, I mean, he's got besides, I would say, Arrow. Oh my gosh. Oof, how do you have 6 touchdowns and 14 interceptions? Yeah, bro, it's over. But I would say out of any starting quarterback, he has, like, the worst interception rating, but he's honestly looking really nice in kind of the completion percentage, though. He's a 63% ball player, which is pretty nice. But I'm going to say here, man, I think Aiden's a good quarterback, but you look at Sean, dude. Like, look at these stats. I know I'm not trying to go fully based off of stats, but if you can get a guy who throws 4.3% INT ratio, how has Chase thrown 4 touchdowns or 0 picks? Put him at starting quarterback. But anyways, he has literally, like, out of anybody who's, like, really, like, thrown the ball, he's got some of the craziest, like, INT percentage. Like, this is good right here. He's got a good amount of yardage. I mean, I would say he's a pretty smart guy with the ball at some moments. And he's gotten in games with basically every team. I mean, this guy doesn't get destroyed by anybody. He gets close into the games, which I think is going to be huge for Sean. But now you look at what Aiden's wide receiver core, and I think this what's going to win them the game is it's going to come down to who's got the better wide receiver core. So we put over into the wide receiver core, and now we're going to look at it here. You got Kobe. Kobe is one of the best wide receivers right now in STC, I would say, and that's not even that close to say. I would say, heck, he's a top 10 wide receiver in the league. But, I mean, I think Power's still a Packer. If Power's still a Packer, that's going to be big for them. But, like, looking at this, man, you got what? You have no, you don't have. You have Natsu. You have Kobe. You got Allen. You have Cody. You have December. And I know there's probably a couple more guys. Wait, no. Chip isn't a Raider. That's me being dumb. No, Chip's not a Raider if I'm right. Chip's a Packer. Or Chip should be a Packer. And I'm not going to lie, Alan. I don't know. I know probably Legacy did some crazy stuff in the team group chat, but, like, looking at that, man, you know what I'm saying. But if I'm going to hurry it up here, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give this one over to the Lions. But even though, like, thinking about it, like, Aiden's team could be good. Like, this is what happened to the Dolphins last year when he owned them. They just could not win a game to save their life. He had the best team. He had a team that would have gone to the STC Bowl, and he could not win a game to save his life. And then once they started to do it, they lost to the Oilers, which went to the STC Bowl. But here I'm going to give the Lions here, but it's not going to be easy for the Lions. We're putting this game to a 44-40 score here. Final score. Next one. I'm trying to hurry it up a little bit because it's 45 minutes till game time. And I ain't want to miss out that for SFL. Next game would be number 5. Raiders going at number 4. Browns. Where do the Browns even play at? Yeah, bro. I actually don't want to search up on Safari because I feel like if I do, there's gonna be some random thing that's gonna be put majorly out of context, and then I'm going to get leaked. Oh yeah. This is a normal one right here. All right, we going to search up Browns Stadium. Whoa, look at that dome though. Huntington Bank Field. Is that what it's? I don't think that's the stadium name, but I think that's the field. So we'll just put that for now. And then obviously Cleveland, Ohio. And now winner, score, boom, boom. Raiders Browns. This is gonna probably be the worst game. Maybe besides Bucks Panthers. Bucks Panthers actually sounds like a much more interesting game, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. That Raiders Browns game, I would literally rather watch. I'm not even joking, bro. I would rather watch a 10-minute video of CBS and Imagine Mukbang eating down chicken curry, maximum speed, while Kobe's cooking the food and Liam Allen is literally breaking every window in the household while there's an ASMR microphone camera. Aiden's just spitting on it. I'd rather watch that than watch this game, and if I'm gonna be honest, bro, I'm not gonna lie. So, to put my winner here, give me the Raiders. I mean, I know I didn't go as in depth, and I probably will go back in depth, but this is a game where we're watching Rara versus what? Like, SFL's not even a bad QB, but I'm just like saying their next guy down is Arrow, who's not super bad, but he's a much better, well-prepped SFL quarterback than he is in STC levels. So I'm gonna put him here. And Raiders, Browns. Give me the Raiders. I have a feeling there's going to be some sort of weird high-scoring game. 53-34. Give me that. All right, now we move on to the SEC Divisional. This is going to be presented by Powertron Sportsnet. And then here we've got... Yo, honestly, bro, once they open back up that AP Index dog stand in the STC shop, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'm about to be gobbling down every glizzy in that store, and that's not even no joke. But, anyways, now we're gonna put it here. Let's do the 2 versus 3 seed. So this is gonna be, first it would be the 3 seed Panthers at the number 2 Bucks. And this is going to be big, but I feel like the Bears are such a good team that could win the STC Bowl. But they just won 37-34 against the Lions. And I feel like the Lions have just got... Well, if the Lions lose to the Bucks next week, is what I have it at. I don't know how I'm putting them right back into... Well, honestly, hear me out. Broncos lost to the Bucks, and then they bounce right back to the Bears. So, same thing happens. I'm gonna just see what I do here. Score. Oh, wait, no. Winner. Score. Winner here. Oh my goodness, I feel like this is going to be a good game, and honestly, I would want to watch, bro. Some of these mediocre teams that low-key can kind of ball out are just fun to watch, man. I'm not even going to lie. Like, Panthers, I feel like this game's going to be a good one. Oh, there's a lot of guys kind of in the criteria of, what's a criteria I could put in for people that are like Chase or Icy? Because they're kind of like the same kind of people, you know what I'm saying? Like Rara, Icy, and Chase. Ours might be a little bit different, but like that category of people, that's just everybody who's playing besides like Sizzle. That's just a category of people. Even Augie, even put Augie in there. But my winner here, I think Tom's got it. I think Tom can put this into the bag. I think what really depends for the Buccaneers is if, like, I think what really depends for the Buccaneers is if, what am I saying? I think what really depends for the Buccaneers is if Vemos shows up. That is by far one of their best, which I don't even know how they won it. Here's what's the crazy part. They didn't even beat the Chiefs with Vemos. I know that wasn't the completed team, but you're talking no Vemos, and somehow, some way, Tom still beat that team. But I think what comes huge into criteria is Tom needs Vemos. And if he doesn't have Vemos, I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of if he can make it to the conference championships. But my winner here is going to be the Buccaneers. And, Auger legacy game. I'm putting this one to a 46. Ooh, I feel like it's going to be a closer matchup. 31. Now, next game is going to be number 3 Ravens at number 2 Broncos. Also, I got to put Raymond James Stadium. Oh, gosh. Stadium. Tampa Bay. No, wait. It's just Tampa, Florida. And then we have Mile High. Oh, gosh. Mile High Stadium. Denver, Colorado. Winner, score. I mean, they lost. But, and I know Felks is good. This is gonna be, peak. This is gonna be peak cinema you're gonna probably get out of this playoffs. I'm saying this is gonna be better than watching the previous Ravens-Broncos game. Heck, it might be even more cinema than the Bucs. If I want to put it into terms of how much absolute cinema it is, let me just show you right here. Absolute cinema. I mean, what can I say else, bro? What can I say else? This game, if I want to put to how good this game could be, this has got the potential. I feel like this has got the ceiling of the Bears-Broncos game, and has also got the floor of what would be probably something like, it was just a mediocre game this season. That wasn't too bad. We didn't really have many of those 12. It was really either a close game or blowout, if I'm now going to think about it. I would say the floor of this game could be something like the Browns-Packers, but the ceiling could be something like the Bears-Broncos. That's what I would say. But I think the winner here is, and I think a good amount of people would choose the Broncos. Here's my reason why. We go back into the stat sheet here, and I'm not, Felgs, don't get me wrong, you got good dudes, but I think, oh gosh, that voice cracked, but I think the Broncos together as a team they've just been complete. That was just kind of I think what really happened to Colt in that game with the Ravens is he really just kind of slipped off a little bit, and that's because we didn't have Cool that game. Well, the reason why we brought in Cool was because we had no friggin' offensive lineman, and he was a huge DE for us. That game proved Voidsky got most of his DE stats, I'm not even joking, straight off of, his Colton sacks. Because Colton, nobody, I mean, I was lagging. People were just saying that they were lagging, but nobody could just protect. Nobody could just protect Colton, and he went down so many times that game that it just hurt them. But if you're looking here, I think Matta was gonna be an 1,000 yard wide receiver. You've got literally three. I mean, off the stats chart, you've got three guys in the top 10 for the yards right now. So, yeah. Three guys are in the top 10 receiving yards. And you've got one guy who's got the most with over 43 different catches for 15 touchdowns and also getting 22 yards, which honestly is really low compared to all these, but you can't blame because it's 43 catches and 22 yards is still incredible. But wow, you kind of look at the average gain here. This is what's kind of crazy. Look at the average gain. I mean, nobody's like, I mean, you don't really get much. I mean, you get a lot for the yards per carry. I think the most surprising stat, I think out of anybody, it would be, I mean, I know it's a little bit off topic, is Har though, because how do you get, like, same with Navy. Wait, hold on. Technically, even Navy. You've got four guys on here, because Navy's a Bronco. You've got four whole guys on this list that are top 10 in receiving yards. I don't know who let Navy destroy everybody, but, like, wow. That is a stacked up Broncos wide receiver thing. And then obviously you look over here, 3 out of that top 5 are Broncos players. You look over here, I would say, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 3 out of those 10 guys in the cornerbacks are Broncos players. Who's currently top at quarterback right now? And right now, like, yards-wise, it's Colton. Who's got the most touchdowns? It's Dalen. But, Colton's pretty up there. He has a little bit higher of an INT rating, but you can't blame him. That's kind of what Colton's known for. He's got a good yard per catch, I would say. Not bad, especially for how many he's thrown. He's completed the most passes. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. That's kind of crazy. Over half of Dalen's passes are touchdown. You cannot get a more... Okay, the Bears do kind of have the crazy stats. So how do you throw for 45 touchdowns on 87 pass attempts? That's crazy. But, like, you're looking at this team. It's just statistically a perfect team in a lot of Loopsy land. So, I'm not saying that Uncle Felgs couldn't win here. He obviously could. I mean, look at this. He's locked in. He's got a good amount of... I think Sean's got the best INT rating here. But Felgs, he's got a good touchdown right here. I would say... Felgs is not a bad runner. He's also, I would say, one of the smartest quarterbacks. He's a mature man. He's 24 years old. Uncle Felgs is a good guy, because you look over here, you also have... Wait, is Hesby's not... Heesh. Okay, they said that Heesh was, like, Mixier, but I don't see him on here. Oh, I think that's him right here. Okay, first off, I know that's not true. If that is him, because he's got a crap ton of receiving yards. I know, kind of stacked up onto him. But I'm going to be honest here. He's got dudes, though, when you put it up. Fuge. He's got, who else? Dante. And you stack up McSear. Super underrated wide receiver class that should be much more appreciated, and they're really good. But I'm going to put the Broncos here, and it's not going to be by much. I'm putting this team above them in a 47-44 victory. That's how I got the Broncos winning. Now we do this would be 5. Lions at number 1. Bears. Soldier Field. Oh, yeah, it's not. Wait, is it like Soldier Field at Navy Stadium, or is it just Soldier Field? I know it's Soldier Field, Chicago, Illinois. Winner score. Wow. This is. I know y'all are like, alright, just choose the Bears. That's the most simplest freaking thing you can do, and that's probably the best option. Listen up here, man. Crap happens in the STC. You can't tell me just pick the Bears when the Bucs have beat the Chiefs and the Broncos have beat the Bears. I mean, you can't tell me anything. The Cardinals have beat the Browns. You can't tell me anything right now with how I'm going to choose besides if the Cardinals are in here or if the Browns are in here. Heck, even the Raiders. But looking at this, dude, this is tough, man. 'Cause I mean, we